I wanted to make a video here about intuitive eating because I've used the term before, I've heard it used often, but I think there's a lot of misunderstanding or misinterpretation and misuse of the concept of intuitive eating. So the reality is that if you are still in a state of illness, a disease state, if you're currently dealing with any type of symptomology that is correlated to an illness, and you're taking medications of any sort, eating a regular standard diet, and experiencing physical and spiritual discomfort that needs support and healing, then you cannot just shift into an intuitive eating and be like, I listen to my body and I'm eating intuitively. It doesn't work that way because you're still going to be eating from a state of craving, addiction, directly feeding the disease as it continues to recirculate and try to eliminate from the body. That is why I stress the importance of a mucusless diet to clean out the body, which is fruit-based with herbs and fasting, to eliminate all of the congestion and stagnation and excess waste within your body that continues to feed and breed and circulate disease and illness symptoms. It's not something that attacks you from the outside. It is an internal environment issue. And you can't just suddenly choose to eat intuitively if you're still eating from a place of addiction. It's the same idea of wanting to get clean. You want to be sober from alcohol. And you just decide one day, I'm not going to drink anymore. Okay, awesome. But then you start saying, well, I'm just going to drink intuitively. I'm going to drink in a way that's monitored. I'm letting myself guide in my drinking so that I don't do it in the wrong way or the excessive way. That will not work because you are still in a state of addiction if you haven't gone through a thorough process of detox and rehab in order to be able to reintroduce alcohol in a subtle way. I think you can consume alcohol in a very conscious and minimal way to where it doesn't destroy your body. But you need to go through an entire process of detox to eliminate all of it from your body, and you have to go through the emotional, mental, and spiritual components that cause you to use alcohol to numb and escape your life. The same goes for food. You reach for food out of habit, scheduling, ritual, because you're told to stick to a rigid schedule. You're told to eat a certain amount of calories or macros. You think that you need to eat a certain amount of protein, so you like protein push or whatever it might be. You eat because you're at a social event and it's just a part of socializing. All of these can also be connected to other drugs and alcohol, of the justifications of eating in a poor manner, drinking in a poor manner, that is breeding the disease of addiction in your body. Cleaning and detoxing is an absolute elimination of not just the waste in your system, the excess waste. It is eliminating the addictive behavior. And yes, it goes back to childhood experience. It goes back to childhood, infancy, in the womb, the way your body developed, the way you were born, the way you were fed early on, whether you got breast milk or formula, the way you were fed as an infant, into toddler, all through childhood, until you began to make choices on your own when you left your parents' home. All of these impact the level of disease in your body and the why behind how you choose to eat and why. The way you choose to eat, your lifestyle. If your lifestyle surrounds around your eating schedule, you are living in a lifestyle that is habit or addictive. Pure. I literally don't function on a daily basis around what I eat. I used to, absolutely, because it fed something inside of me. Whether it be, there is a stimulation effect when you eat. Things that taste good, things that add a certain stimulant into your system. Meat is a high stimulant. Dairy products are a high stimulant. Candy is a high stimulant. Coffee is a high stimulant. These are all, energy drinks are high stimulants. These are all things that are giving you, providing you something, but it's not beneficial. It might feel beneficial. It'll give you temporary energy or something that is a temporary fix, but then you have to do it again in order to maintain it. That's not providing you true energy. It's providing you stimulation. Again, same goes to alcohol, same goes with weed, same goes with any other drug that you can pick out, sex, anything. It's all addiction. If you weren't able to go several days without food, even 24 hours, without thinking about needing food, you are in a sick state, period. You are in an addictive state, period. This idea that we have to continue to consume food in order to receive the energy and nourishment that we need is teaching you that you cannot survive without food. And that has been a long-standing system that has been fed to us so that you can continue buying food from said system and going to said doctor to treat with medications the disease that you are creating inside of you because you continue to eat in an addictive way, because you think that it's nourishing you. A person who is in a healthy state should have no problem going a long period of time, even just a couple days without food, and it not affect them. For me, I like to eat and to kind of rest. It's kind of the time that I sit down and will watch a video or do something while I'm resting and my kids are occupied. It's kind of my moment, and that's usually my time. Is it addictive? Kind of. It is an addictive habit because it's like my one, like I sit down, here's my hour where I get to sit and chill while my kids are occupied. They're playing video games right now. And I don't have to think about what they need. There is a level of kind of habit, or like it's offering me something in that moment. Is it offering me health? Depending on what I choose. Right now I'm eating mango. So yes, but that's not always the choice I have made. One of my downfalls is French fries, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I do often do takeout French fries. I try to choose a good quality place. I'm not getting McDonald's or Burger King or a fast food French fry, but I try to choose well. No, I'm not perfect. It's not about perfection, but it's understanding where true health comes from. The show Naked and Afraid has always been interesting to me because it gets into this concept of going 21 days in the forest or rainforest, whatever, naked with one other person, no food, you have to survive on your own. several, they always push the idea of needing to get protein, kill an animal, eat. Except the very few, and yes, I've watched pretty much every episode, and there was a select, maybe 3 to 5 people who came in who live very simply, whether it be like vegetarian, vegan, very plant-based, and have done fasting rituals. One girl in particular, I cannot remember her name. She was vegan, and I know she had done fasting before. She went there and thrived. She hung out in the sun, chilled, didn't stress over getting food. And she did so well because she wasn't in her mind worried about survival, of needing to consume anything to survive. You need energy, you need some sort of food, or you're gonna die. She knew that 21 days, you can easily go 21 days without food. Easy. People fast that long all the time. It can be dangerous to the person who has not done that. If you're going straight from a meat diet, a standard meat diet, to fasting, yes, it can be dangerous because you continue circulating the poisons of trying to break down meat products. It creates a poison and a fermentation in your body to just stop eating after being on a meat diet. So if you look at that show, you will see the results of people who go straight from a heavy meat diet, often men, who end up with a certain amount of consequences, losing teeth, such as an example, having digestive issues, all of that, from going several days to a week or more without food. They end up extremely weak. And then you have the couple people, I think there were men who were that were vegetarian and went through it too. I remember 2 girls in particular, and she was perfectly fine. Like it was a breeze. It was just a little vacation, hanging out in the rain. I think it was a rainforest one. Aside from the bugs, I know the bugs are always a horrible one. She just hung out in the sun most days, played in the water. I think there was like a little river nearby, and it was not an issue. Go try to find it sometime. That is one show that I love it, but that's the one piece that always bothered me. That huge stress and push to get protein, go kill an animal. You don't need to do that. You just don't. That's the reality of the world, of humanity, of humans. And we are doing this unnecessary harm because we think that we have to continue surviving. That's what eating meat and dairy products is doing. It is survival, but it's not thriving. It's not creating vitality and longevity in your body. It has you in survival. And that's it.